Okay. So I used to be so afraid to do Instagram because I feel like every time that I would post something, it works, I would lose all my followers that I just worked so hard to get. Um, and then also, like, people are so annoying on Instagram that it pushes people away as soon as, like, the second that they see you're an It Works person, they're automatically like, no, I don't want to follow you. I want nothing to do with you, just because there's so many spammy people. And a lot of people's like bios, it's like, if you're It Works, don't add me. I'm not interested in your app, stuff like that, because people are so spammy on there. And they, the second that somebody follows them back, they send them a message right away and ask them to be a product tester for them or something. So people don't like that, obviously. So there's a couple different ways that I've noticed that It Works people do Instagram. There's the people that have, a million before and after pictures, all those sparkly join my team pictures that nobody wants to see. And then there's the way that like Jocelyn Gates and Tiffany, her and them do it. And they have pictures of like them using the products and just pictures of their lifestyle and stuff like that. The way that I have figured out works best for me is I literally have nothing It Works on my page at all. Nothing. So hold on, let me pull mine up. So when I do like product posts, I'll do like a picture of like long hair that I'll find on Pinterest, and I'll just say, long hair is so pretty and fun. Drop an emoji below if you have been trying to grow your hair out, or something along those lines. And then all the people that comment or like it or whatever, then I message them. I just don't cold message people randomly. So we'll kind of start with like what I make mine look like. Okay. So something that I've noticed is that a lot of It Works distributors have their Facebook link in their bio, and I used to have that, but I noticed that all the It Works people do. So for me, when I see somebody's Facebook link in their bio, I'm automatically like, oh, they're a distributor, because that's just how like Jocelyn or whoever like trains their team to do. So I got rid of that. I used to have it in there, but I got rid of it because I can tell that it's like It Worksy, and I don't want people to know that that's what I do. So I just keep it simple. Like I noticed too that a lot of them have these huge bios, it's like wifey, Maddie and Sailor's mom, dental assistant, coffee lover, Jesus lover, blah, blah, blah. And they have like these huge bios about them, just so that people can relate to them and they'll want to follow them. But to me, I don't know if it's just because like I know and I've caught on to it, but I can tell that that's an It Works person just because of what their bio looks like. So keep your bio short and simple. I just have mine as like Madeline and Sailor's mom and dental assistant, because I follow a lot of dental assistants because they can relate to me, since that's what I used to do. So just keep it simple and short and sweet. Have nothing about It Works or the wrap or anything in your bio. Your picture, just have it be a cute picture of you. I don't like have any It Works gear on in it or anything. So just a nice picture of you so people can see who you are. And then your name, just keep it like your name, like Alyssa Carnley. That's what mine is. Don't have it like Skinny Wraps with Alyssa or whatever like that. So just keep it about you. That's what people want to know, and what people want to see is you and your life. So then there's two huge things that I try to focus on when I work my Instagram. It's building my followers, and I'll start with that. So you want to have as many people follow you as possible, because that's going to give you the most potentials that can see your posts. So on Facebook, I know it's easy to like get caught up and scroll through Facebook and waste your time. Instead, hop over to your Instagram and follow people. And then some of them won't follow you back, but if you have a good looking profile, I'm on private, That's up to you if you want to be on private or public. But if your bio and your picture and stuff looks nice and people can't tell that you're an It Works distributor, a lot of them will follow you back. A lot of them still won't because they're just like, I don't know you, I'm not going to follow you back. But when you're bored, follow people. What I do to follow people, to find people, I'll go to like different boutiques, or I'll go to like the girls from Teen Mom, or I'll look up dental assisting pages, or like people from The Bachelor or The Bachelorette that has like a bunch of girl followers that I know I could help with this business. I stay away from any guys or anything creepy. Like if I see somebody and they don't look like somebody I would want to have on my team, I don't follow them. So just be creative and think of different places where you can look to follow people. Then when people start following you back, I go into their most recent pictures and I go and follow people that liked their pictures, because that means that those people are active on Instagram if they just liked somebody's recent pictures. So I go in there and I just follow people, follow. At first, it's kind of tricky if you don't already have followers on your Instagram, because people are going to be like, who's this person with 4 followers trying to follow me? And they have 200 people that they're following or whatever. But just keep going. And I use the app Followers. Let me pull it up for you and see if I can. It looks like this on an iPhone. It like has these stripes in the thing. So that's the app that I use. So basically I'll spend 2 days following people, just whenever I'm bored, instead of watching TV or doing stuff that isn't making you money. Go in and just open your Instagram and start following people. So I do that for 2 days, and then on the 3rd day, I open up that app and I go and unfollow anybody who didn't unfollow me, or anybody that didn't follow me back, because you don't want to have your followers and following number be way off from each other. If you're following like 7,000 people and only 1,000 people are following you back, people are going to look at your profile and be like, she must be trying to sell something, because why is nobody following her back? So try to keep those numbers as even as you can. You will have times where you're following way more, but then that's why it's important to go back on that 3rd day and unfollow all those people. In the meantime, on those, so like while you're following on days 1 and 2, you'll have people unfollow you. So just open up your app like once or twice a day and just go and unfollow the people that unfollowed you, so you're not following them still. So that's so important. That's one of the most important parts of Instagram, is getting the people that follow you, get that number as high as you can, so all those people can see your posts. I always look at it as the more followers I have, the more potentials I have, because that's more people that are seeing my posts every single day. So follow people and then unfollow people. Let's see. Okay, so the second biggest thing is
the first half of that.
Hang on one second, Alyssa. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Hey guys, can you please make sure all your lines are muted? I see a few of you that don't have your phones muted. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Alyssa.
No, you're fine.
If you're on a computer, it's going to be on the bottom left of your app. If you're on a phone, I think the same if it's an iPhone, bottom left. Just make sure your lines are muted so we can take in all this knowledge, please. Thanks, guys. Sorry, Alyssa.
Okay, so the second biggest thing is having good posts. Like, you don't want to have spammy posts. Otherwise, people are going to unfollow you right away. They're going to say, oh, she's trying to sell something. I don't want any of that. So I use Pinterest a lot for pictures to use. I always just find really good pictures that I know people are going to like because it's a good picture. And then I attach like my opportunity post with it. So like, here's an example. Today I had like this picture of like a really pretty wedding dress. And it's like an opportunity post saying something like, marriage is one of the most beautiful and exciting yet stressful parts of life. The expenses of a wedding, blah, blah, blah. And then I just kind of talk about how I wish somebody would have shared this opportunity with me when I was newlywed, because that would have taken so much stress off of me and my husband as the first, like when we were brand new married, you know? So like, it has nothing to do with It Works. And in my opportunity post, it says nothing about It Works. It just talks about this opportunity that I have that is changing lives. Let me see what else I have. So like this is like, I find all of these off Pinterest. It's like a bed. It's like pillows and blankets. And it says, it would be just another night. I would put my baby to sleep, lay in bed, and check our bank account, trying to figure out if we would have enough money to get groceries tomorrow, or if I could fill my gas tank, you know, just like stuff that the thing is like you have to bring out struggles. Before I started this business, like I would never admit to people like my card declined or we couldn't afford gas or groceries or anything. Like my pride was like too big for that. You know, I would never post that stuff on social media. But the thing with your business is like you, I can't remember who posted this the other day, but they said like people don't relate to your success, you know? So like Fair and I can be posting like, oh, I make 5 figures, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, no, that's crazy. You know, like that can never happen to me, because they don't relate to success because they're struggling still. So the thing is like you have to go and you have to find your struggles, things that you struggled with, and pull that out. And you have to share that with people, because that's when they're going to look at your posts and be like, wow, she used to struggle, you know, with getting groceries or debating whether or not she should get groceries or gas before her next paycheck. Like I struggle with getting gas, and like maybe if this opportunity helped her, it could help me too. So that is what you have to think of when you're posting. So then I have like this picture of like a desk. It's like that, you know, and it's just like aiming at college girls. So it's just saying like being in college was one of the most stressful times ever. You officially hit the real world where it starts becoming more frowned upon to rely on your parents, blah, blah, blah. And talking about getting student loans or like extra student loans so you have money to live off of so you don't have to get a job, or, you know, balancing school and a job, stuff like that. So that's like the kind of post that I use to target college students. And it just says like, you know, I have an amazing opportunity for them basically to start making extra money. So instead of like having this huge It Works post or whatever, I just have like a picture that I found off Instagram that is like a good looking picture. I use PicTapGo is an app that I use to like make the pictures more like bright and pretty looking. And then I use InstaSize, and I have like this white border across all of it. So it like looks nice. So when people see my page, they're like, oh, her page looks nice and it's not all spammy and salesy or whatever. So that is my other big thing is making posts that are thoughtful. By doing that and not mentioning It Works ever, it creates curiosity in people. So people see you posting about this opportunity and they don't know what it is, but they're intrigued because you keep posting about it all the time. And then once you get your followers up, people literally will start coming to you every single day saying, hey girl, what do you do? I'm curious. I want to know, what do you do? I see your posts all the time. What's your business? And I love that because I feel like, so when I started, I would message everybody who liked my post. So if I had a business opportunity post and somebody liked it, I would screenshot it to them and I would just say, hey girl, thanks for the love on my post. Are you interested? Or I started saying, do you know anybody who's interested in making $500 extra a month? so that it wasn't aimed right at them. I would just think, do you know anybody interested in making money? And then they would think like, wait, what about me? Like, I do. I want to make $500 extra. So I always used to do that. But then I feel like I was wasting so much time because I was messaging all these people all the time, and none of them would really message me back, like maybe like one or two. And a lot of them would just be like, no thanks. So by doing it this way, they literally come to me. Like, I probably have 10 to 15 people message me every single day or comment on my post every single day and say, hey girl, what do you do? And that is so nice. It's like a breath of fresh air because like these are people that are actually interested, and I don't have to go chasing them down, you know, saying like, hey, thanks for the love. Are you interested? Do you want to do this with me? And I know who is actually interested in this without wasting hours and hours of my day, you know, like sending that same message out to people saying like, hey, thanks for loving my post. So that makes it really nice. But in order for that to start happening, you have to build your followers up big. If you have like 200 followers, you aren't going to have people crazy messaging you like that. But if you have 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, then that is when people are going to start messaging you every day asking what you do. But make sure you don't ever say it works, because then they're going to know what you do. And then another thing that I like about that is people think that if they want to be a part of It Works Global, they have to be that spammy, annoying girl who posts rap pictures all the time or those join my team pictures all the time, because that's what they see. And they see people spamming them with messages all the time. So it automatically turns them away from wanting to do this business. But when they see you doing it this different way, and they see that they don't have to be like that, it makes them so interested. Like, I'll be like, if they message me and they're like, hey, what do you do? I message them back and I just say, hey, love, I have my own health and wellness business with an amazing company, It Works Global. Have you heard of it? And they're like, yeah, but like, why aren't your posts like, you know, like spammy? And, you know, like, you actually caught my attention with this. Like, that's something I never thought I would be interested, or like, I never thought I would be messaging an It Works person. And I was like, yeah, you know, like, totally. Like, I didn't want to be like that. That was like a huge thing for me when I started my business too. I was like, I don't want to be that annoying person that nobody wants to be friends with or follow or whatever. So this is a huge way to get people interested in wanting to do this business, when you show them that they don't have to be like that, and that they can just make this part of their lifestyle, and they can, you know, just, they don't have to be like that. So I don't know. Does that all make sense? Do you guys have questions on any of it?
That makes a ton of sense to me. I have a quick question, actually. When you're getting followers, you're saying, this is my biggest problem, is following and unfollowing. And I have the followers app and I do all the things you said about that, but I'm not attracting the right audience. You said like you won't take creepy guys, which for me, that seems to be like, that's the one that wants to follow me all the time. How do you search hashtags like about makeup and about shopping, or how do you actually find the people?
Go to, like how I said, like, I'll go to boutiques and I'll just find I know it sounds bad, but I'll find like people that look like I would want them on my team. You know, if they look, you know, terrible, then I'm not going to follow them, because that's just like taking up room, you know? So like, I said that to somebody the other day, and my husband's like, you know, that sounded really rude when you said like you only follow certain people. I was like, but it's real. Like, there's some people that I look at and I'm like, they would never be a part of my team, so like, I don't want to follow them.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, like, I just go to like different things that like people our age would like, you know, or if I'm targeting more, like the college age girls or whatever, like how I said, like the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, or like the girls from Teen Mom or whatever, where I can find like normal people. And then also what I look at too is their amount of followers and following. So like if I see somebody's profile and like I said, they have 1 million people that they're following and nobody's following them back barely, I'm like, oh, that they must be like in network marketing. So I don't bother with it. If they have like 6,000 followers, I don't follow them because they're probably an It Works person, or they aren't going to accept me back because they just think like I have 6,000 followers and I only follow 200 people, like those kind of people that have a ton of people that follow them and they don't follow anybody back. Like I don't follow people like that. I just look in the range of like people that have in between like 1,500 and 200 followers. And because those are usually like the normal girls who aren't marketing. So just keep an eye on like that to see too, because a ton of people like are always It Works, and that's a good way to keep them away from your page. And then like
awesome,
I'll go into their pictures, like I said, in their recent pictures and follow the people that like them. And then I also just go into their followers and I'll just skim through their followers really quick and see if there's anybody that looks interesting that I can follow.
Awesome. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions? If Shelby, yes.
I have a question. Okay. So, do you get mostly just distributors from Instagram, or
yeah.
Okay. Cause I'm like always curious about, like, without saying I'm an It Works distributor, how you get loyal customers from it.
The only like product I really do is hair, skin, and nails, because I can just do a picture of like long, pretty hair, and then like I figured out like a stretch mark cream one, like one time I just did like a picture of like tiger stripes, like a cool one, and it just said something along the lines of, getting rid of stretch marks, but not in a salesy way. It was just like, I found the most awesome cream that's been helping me get rid of my stretch marks. Like, Mama's, drop an emoji below if you're interested. Like, just trying not to sound salesy or like that people are like, oh, she must be selling It Works stretch mark cream.
Got it. So you would never do like text Alyssa, blah,
no,
blah,
because
blah.
that looks so salesy.
Okay.
And people like are gonna be like, she's just trying to sell me something. But yeah, I mostly aim towards distributors on Instagram. Like my Facebook, I always post product posts and before and afters and stuff like that. But my Instagram, I don't, because if I post anything It Works, like one It Works post, they're gonna know what I do. And they aren't going to message me and say, hey, what do you do? Because they're going to see that It Works in my post, So that doesn't create any curiosity for them. And they are going to know and they aren't going to message me. So Instagram is really what I use for distributors, because, there's so many people on Instagram. And like I feel on Facebook, we think that everybody on our Facebook already has heard about It Works. We're like, they've already heard about it. We've already talked to them. They've been watching us. Like, they just have to keep watching us. But literally every day on Instagram, probably 80% of the people that I talk to have never heard of It Works before, which is crazy because, like, we're not used to that in the Facebook world or whatever. We're like, everybody knows what It Works is. And it's so crazy how many people are just like, no, I don't know what that is. And there'll be like a girl that has like 2,000 followers, like, and it'll be like a girl that has like a ton of people, on her Instagram. So I'm like, I'm sure she has somebody on there that's talked to her about it before. But like, no, they've never heard of it. So it's such a good way to find people and like expand out without,
Okay, I have another question if nobody else is going to speak up. What do you do about like follow-up? I mean, do people just like, hey girl, what do you do? And then you tell them and they're like, all right, sign me up. Or do you have to?
I always say, okay, so I say, they're like, hey, what do you do? And I say, here, let me find one. All right, I just say like, hey, love, I have my own health and wellness business with an amazing company, It Works Global. It's like a digital franchise. Have you heard of it? And like, fair, I know Jody always says she like beats around the bush a little bit and she doesn't go straight to saying it works. But I feel like either way, they're going to find out it works. And so like by beating around the bush, you're just wasting time because either they're going to be interested or like if you wait 10 more minutes to say it works, they're going to lose interest either way if they're going to lose interest. So I just say it right away. And then if they say no, I say, hold on, I got to find one where somebody said no. Okay, so if they say no, they've never heard of it, I say it's a debt-free company with over 40 different plant-based products, ranging from our wraps that tighten, tone, and firm skin, weight loss, a skincare line, energy drinks, essential oils, vitamins, gym supplements, and more. So I list what products we have because a lot of times people think all we have is wraps because that's all they see everywhere. So when people are even like, oh, you mean the wraps? And I'm like, yeah, that's one of our most well-known products, but we have over 40 different products. And then I like list some of them. So they're like, oh, like I never knew that. I thought you guys were just wraps. And it makes them interested when they know like you have gym supplements. Like I love working out. That sounds like it's right up my alley. And then I send that, and then right after I send that, I say, would you like some info on starting your own business to see if it's something you'd be interested in? And then they usually say, yeah. And then this is really long, so I'll just have to like send it to Fair, and then she can share it with you guys or something. But I got this from Jocelyn Yates because one of the girls on my team actually texted her and like acted like a potential one time. And like found out what she says to potentials. But basically she has 3 reasons. She's like, there are 3 huge and amazing reasons that starting your own business is one of the best things you can do. Number 1, we are the only company that sells the wraps, and the wraps are not sold in stores. A lot of companies like this that sell candles or mascara have tons of competition at Walmart, other stores, and even other companies, but we have no competition. And because we are the only ones with the wraps, that means people will come to you to buy them. So like a lot of times people think like saying that much stuff, because that's only number 1 and I still have number 2 and number 3, is like word vomiting on them. But the reaction that I get from people is like, this interests them when I show them this. Like I don't like to send them a video to watch because half of the time nobody watches it. You know, if I'm just like, here's a video, and then it's kind of like, okay, so are you going to watch it? Or, you know, like I never know if they're going to watch it or not. This way I'm just sending them this info and I can see if they read it or not. Number 2, because this is a home-based business, our company pays for absolutely no advertising. It's our job to advertise for them. So instead of paying millions to advertise, they pay us the millions. Number 3, my favorite reason, look at Avon and Mary Kay for a minute. Avon has over 6.4 million distributors and Mary Kay has around 4 million. That is a lot of people. Now let's look at It Works. We only have 150,000 distributors worldwide. So what does that mean? Well, I want you to imagine where the first 150,000 distributors for Avon and Mary Kay are today. They are set for life, and we have that same opportunity because our company is still so small. There's a ton of money to be made, and I would love to help you make it. And they're always like, wow, that sounds amazing, like after I tell them those 3 reasons. So I always, every time, that's what I do it like. And then usually they say, like, how do I get started? And then that's when I go into all of that. And then when they ask, how do I get started? I always make sure to, like, let them know that we don't carry any inventory. So I say, it's only $99 to start your own business, which is incredible because a ton of companies cost thousands to get started, and then they require you to carry a ton of inventory. We carry no inventory. So like Mary Kay, they cost thousands to start. I think my sister-in-law's friend started and it was like $1,800 to start. They gave her like bags and bags of makeup that she has to go out and do parties and sell it and whatever. And I know like LuLaRoe too, you'll have to like put $5,000 on a credit card to like get those leggings and stuff. So I let them know like we don't have to carry inventory like that, you know, like we don't have to get all this crap in the mail and then go out and sell it so we can make money. And then I just tell them how it's the $99 and they'll get their starter kit in the mail. That's for free wraps, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, seems to work.
Awesome. I like that because I hear everyone uses videos and I like that you don't use a video.
Yeah, everybody always like messages me and they're like, what video do you use to send to potentials? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't like those. I even made like my own one time to try to send and like nobody would watch it or like I wouldn't get any feedback from it. I would send it and then it was like crickets. I'm like, so did you watch it or are you going to or like what's the deal? With this, it's like right there in front of them. All they have to do is read through that and they're just like, oh, that sounds amazing. Like, what do I do to get started? If it was just those 3 reasons, people would start right then and there, but it's that $99 that makes them, you know, like, oh, okay, I have to wait. But those 3 reasons like gets so much interest when I send that to people.
I just got reinterested.
I love that. Will you send that to me, Alyssa?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
If you guys figure out how to do your Instagram like that, I promise you will see your businesses start to explode. Like I always relied on Facebook and it was good for me until I went triple. And then when I hit triple, I'm like, oh, my Facebook's kind of like crickets now. So I don't know what I want to do because I don't really want to do parties. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try something on Instagram. And like every month usually, that's where I get all my distributors from. When they don't sign up, I always have them add me to Facebook so then we can build a relationship on there. So when you talk to somebody on Instagram, get them over to your Facebook so that you can start building a relationship over there too. Because when you start getting tons of people on your Instagram, like my one Instagram account has like over 10,000 people that follow me. So like I can't build really good relationships with those people because my newsfeed like is just so full of so many people that I can't like target that one person, you know? So always bring them over to your Facebook so that you can build your relationship over there.
Do you unfollow them on Instagram?
What?
Do you unfollow them once you bring them
No,
over
I
to
still
Facebook?
follow them.
Oh.
Because a lot of people have that app, and I don't want them to like check their app and be like, "Oh, she unfollowed me. I don't want to be on her team anymore." But it works really, really, really good, and I know that Jody does it like this too, and she doesn't mention anything about it works, and it works really good for her too. Ever since I taught my team how to do it like this, they love Instagram. Like everybody hated it before. And like Chelsea even, she's my triple diamond. I would always tell her, I'm like, you need to do Instagram. And she's like, I don't like Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you need to do it how I tell you to do it. Like she kept posting it work stuff all the time. And I'm like, no, that's why you're not seeing the results that I'm seeing is because you haven't started doing it how I do it. And then finally, after like 4 months of me telling her like, no, try it this way, she finally did. And then like those next like 3 months, she was like obsessed with Instagram. It's all that she would ever talk about. She's like, I love Instagram. I have so many potentials now. I'm like, I told you. So
that's awesome. All right, guys, if you have no more questions, Miss Alyssa is pregnant. Miss Shelby is pregnant. I'm going to let you guys go. Anybody else real quick?
Thank you.
Jenny, go ahead and unmute, Jenny.
I've already started my Instagram page, and so some of these things that Alyssa talked about aren't necessarily following the guidelines. So would you recommend like an overhaul of my page, or like delete a bunch of the posts that have it work stuff, or just?
Yeah, for sure, delete them. And if you have like a ton of people already, like I want to start over from scratch, but like you don't want those people to like already know that you do it works, you know, because I mean, I get just like start building new with new people too on that one. And then, but delete all of your it works stuff first so that all those new people that start following you won't know what you do.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I love that.
And then I feel like I'm not trying to like hide what I do. You know, I don't want any, like I'm not like ashamed, like, oh, I'm an It Works distributor, you know, like, but this is just like the best way to show people. I don't know. It's the best way to get people to come to you about it, I guess, is by not saying what you do and making them so curious about it and making your posts so inspiring and full of hope. You know, like even if you don't have a huge success story yet, do your, I think you talk about this too, Farrah, your story, like where you were, how you felt when you started your business and where you're going with it, you know? So like, I was so tired of, you know, worrying about my card declining. So I finally started my own business, and I'm so excited because within the next 2 months, I'm going to be making $500 extra a month, and that's going to help my family out so much. I know there are so many other people out there that need $500 extra a month. So if you do, you know, like comment below or whatever, you know, like you don't have to have a huge success story to like start reeling people in. You just have to give them hope that this business can change their life, just like you have hope that this business can change your life.
I love that. Kristen, did you have your hand up?
Me? No.
No? Okay. No? Okay. Oh, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I follow you, Alyssa, so I know what to look for? Because I know you can do it.
You can, just don't steal any of my people.
Oh, no. I promise. Although you have 10,000 people, I'll try not to. But yeah, I just want to kind of see what you're doing. So I'm Jamie. So I just want to. So if I follow you, I'll unfollow you later on, just so I can kind of see what you're doing.
What it looks like, and get an idea of what my posts are like. Yeah, that's fine.
And one more thing, I wanted to see if we can possibly get Jocelyn's paper. You know, the thing that she did.
I'll send it to Fair, and then she can share it with you guys.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
With all of us.
About that, you guys, a lot of It Works distributors will not let other It Works distributors. So if you go to follow someone. That was really nice of you to ask for permission there. But say you go to follow Alyssa Bayou or Bill You or however you say it, chances are, A, she's not going to let you follow her, and B, she's going to block you instantly if she knows that you are also an It Works distributor. And it's not because we don't love sharing tips and success stories and stuff like that, just like Alyssa did with you, but it's because they don't want you to poach their potentials. Jamie, I know you would never do that. I'm just telling everyone that's the reason a lot of people won't let you follow them.
Yeah,
I know you won't,
I
Jamie.
just want to look.
I know.
And then I will come right off. Yeah, I just kind of want to get an idea, and then I'll unfollow you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right, guys, it's been 39 minutes, so I'm going to let Miss Alyssa go. She's got a baby on her lap and one on her belly. And then Shelby and I, we can talk for a minute if you guys want. But Alyssa, thank you so much. We really appreciate your knowledge.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
Thanks, Alyssa.
All right, so I don't know about you guys, but my mind is blown. I'm doing everything wrong, as I thought. I have been so bad at Instagram, and she said it in the first 2 seconds, because people unfollow me like I've got, HIV or something, like nothing against me. I'm just saying, like, I get unfollowed in like masses, and I'm like, I don't have like the Zika or something. So that was crazy to hear her say that, is that they will unfollow you instantly if you see. And for me, it's hard because even when I take a selfie, half the time you can see, my gear. So I'm going to have to really up my Instagram game. Shelby, do you have anything you want to talk about?
I just have one quick thing to say, and I'm like so thankful that Alyssa jumped on here and shared that with us. And I took a ton of notes, and I'm actually going to kind of switch over to her approach and really use Instagram to target distributors. But with that being said, you guys, we've had Ashley do Instagram trainings as well. She is super successful on Instagram also. She's not a presidential, she's a diamond, soon to be double diamond, but you guys have heard how she runs her Instagram, and she does it differently. And she gets tons and tons and tons of loyal customers using Instagram, and she gets all her distributors from Instagram. So just keep that in mind, that what we learned tonight is one way to work your Instagram, but it's not the only way to work your Instagram. And I'm sorry to those of you that aren't on my downline and don't have any clue what I'm talking about right now because you haven't heard Ashley's trainings. But just for my team, keep it in mind that everything tonight was great, but you kind of need to decide how are you going to run your Instagram. And that's kind of all I have to say, because Ashley does do it a little bit differently. She's not like, I'm a network distributor, I'm a network distributor. She still does that similar to Alyssa, but she does message people daily, and she cold messages people asking them to be product models for her portfolio. And I mean, she has a very specific approach to it, and she gets tons of loyal customers. So again, just choose how you want to do it, but remember to stick with the way you choose, because I don't think that you can flip-flop. You need to decide, and you need to work your business that way. That's kind of all I have to say about it.
I was thinking about that when Alyssa said that she doesn't do any product posts. How do you get loyal customers without doing any product posts? And I know that Ashley gets a ton of loyal customers from Instagram. So, gosh, I wish there was a happy medium where you could get both and fill out your steps to success on Instagram. But it's really, I believe that it's not. And Ashley has a pretty happy medium, because she does get both, but she definitely does do it a different way. Maybe we'll do a follow-up with Ashley so people can choose how they think they would like to work it best. I'm not good at the messaging thing. I tried that on Instagram and have not had much success. I haven't had much success on Instagram, period. So I'm not good at anything. But I like the idea of being, and Ashley's too, in her pictures, you would not know. She does do some greens pictures, but it's like a really fancy like wine glass with greens. Like it's not so, it doesn't look advertisement-like at all. It's like all professional pictures, even when she uses product posts. So, but it's still like you have to message her. If you've never heard of It Works and you saw what she posted as a product post, you'd have to talk to her to find out. I got to get to work on my Instagram, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I hope you guys learned something. I certainly did. And yeah, I'm going to work on my Instagram. I love you all. Thank you for joining us.
Me too. I'm going to work. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Things are not going in this direction.